Welcome to APCA Online. I'm Chaplin. Today I will show you Ispahan Pavlova. So I have the 24 cm long ring, 9 cm wider, height is 3 cm. So before start, I will spray some oil, spray some fat. So first thing I will do the Pavlova, the meringue. I think this one the meringue a bit different with the others because I just bake 25 minutes. Normal one you're gonna bake about 3 hours to 4 hours in low temperature. This one I will use 150 degrees Celsius. The end result will be like the marshmallow texture. I hope you enjoy the recipe. So now I'll show you. First thing, you just place the egg white inside. And I will start beat up with a medium speed. Alright, once you see the meringue start properly, so I will add quarter of the sugar inside. Then we will see the meringue starting smoothen again because the sugar already dilute. They provided the moisture. Also, you will see the meringue slightly properly because they provided the body. So every time after you add in the sugar, you maybe need to wait about 1 minute to 2 minute time because you want to make sure all the sugar is dilute inside. Then your meringue only will be stiff and then strong structure. If not, you too fast, you add in the sugar, it will be too heavy, so the meringue will be change the result. If you really want to see the texture, okay, now you see the meringue starting properly and stiff, and then when you see the meringue starting become very thick already, only add another part of sugar. Okay, now I will add in the second part, and then you see the meringue. After they close, you will see a lot of line on the surface. So now another part. So I will divide to 3 parts of the sugar. Beside that, I will start just the lime zest. I will just inside the icing sugar. Very important information is during you zest, because lime is slightly bitterness than the lemon, so you don't zest the white color part, just the surrounding green color, then okay. So the volume we need is the 1 pieces. So why we add in the lime zest? Because we want to provide the flavor, and then during you eating the meringue, it won't be too sweet, and then also provided the refreshing flavor. Or maybe we can say will The lime will provide the fragrance for your meringue. Okay. So this one just done. Okay. Now this one, another part of sugar. Now I will add in the salt, part by part. Because I want to add in early the salt, because I want the time to let the building weight up, the salt will be diluted a bit inside the meringue, so there will be not like rumpy one piece when you bite it, some part will be too salty. So we let it beat a little bit, let the salt is melted. Okay, now I will add lemon juice. Okay, the benefit of the lemon juice also flavor, also can prevent the pH too alkaline. So add in some lime juice that will help you to reduce the pH gap. So your meringue, if you use low temperature to bake, they can prevent the meringue turn to brown color too much. They will keep white and then also stronger your structure of the meringue. For sure, another thing is the flavor. So now I will show you the thick of the meringue. See, they can stand nicely. Okay, you see I move. Even I move, they still stay strong. Like that is a success meringue. You didn't over whip and then make sure you stay tiny like that, then okay. So next step, I will use a low speed. And we'll slowly add in the sifted icing sugar. So on this step, we don't whip too long. We just want to use the machine to easy our job. Okay. And we'll take out the meringue. Now I will use a spatula to mix well. From the bottom, go to the top. Because sometimes the icing will drip inside the bottom. On this step, you just need to mix well. No need to over. Once if you see the meringue is smooth, no more icing sugar, and then you see the shining of the surface, then you can stop it. Okay. See the texture? They can stand. They won't be dropped easily. You see, they can hold. Even I shake, they will take some time only they drop. Show you one more time. See? Heavy, huh? They still need time to drop. If I didn't move, they still can hold. Okay? Okay, if you don't want to add in the lime juice or lemon juice, you can replace with the egg white powder. Okay? Or cream of tartar. So now, the next step, I will place the meringue inside the piping bags. All the sides one. Okay, you can start from the side.
Quantity for replacement?
1% from your recipe. mean you total up the recipe already 1%. Then next step, I will use the L-shaped spatula to flatten the meringue. If you feel not enough, you can add on some on the tops. It will help easy to make your life easy. Okay, you can tap a little bit. Make sure that there are gaps. Okay, the meringue I will bake in 150 degrees Celsius for 25 to 30 minutes. I just give you a lovely guideline. I use a combi oven or convection oven that will take 35 minutes maximum. If you use that oven, maybe longer, 45 minutes to 50 minutes. You need to check the texture. Later I will show you the texture. So do you see the thickness of the ring? So I will provide the meringue later, they will raise very high. But no worry, on the halfway I will use the scraper to scrape the side. I will let it sink back inside. Okay? And then after cool down, the meringue also will drip a little bit in the center because they still condense some moisture. So also the texture like the marshmallow. So that you don't be surprised that they over the shape. So you see how I handle. And then now I will bake in 150 degrees Celsius oven. So 150 degrees Celsius, we trigger out. So we place, I put 25 minutes first. So for the next recipe, I will start with the raspberry compote or maybe raspberry jam. So it's very simple, we just need the induction cooker. Okay, I know some of you will be studying what is a Pavlova. What I studied from the last time, the books and some from Wikipedia. Okay, the one ballet dancer from the Austria, I don't know where, from Europe, they went to the Australia or maybe New Zealand. They call Annie Pavlova. It's very famous. So the pastry chef go and see the show, inspired. Then they use the one pastry, which is the meringue and some of the cream chantilly or muslin that add in the fruit. Then become very famous. Then they call Pavlova. Normally invented in Australia and New Zealand. Also famous in New Zealand and Australia as well, this dessert. Okay, very simple. So now I will do the jam. Very simple, I have the frozen raspberry. For that, I had NH pectin. NH pectin is a fast reaction. And then they no need take too long to react. And then also reversible. What is a reversible? Which is when I coat over, I can add in some syrup. I still can adjust back the thickness I want. If too liquid, I can continue cooking extra more, even after cool down. If you use yellow pectin, they won't have this effect. So mostly you see entremet and petit gâteau or maybe some of the production, they like to use the NH pectin. So I mix well first. Then I will use the medium heat. Once they get simmer, I will add in the sugar and the pectin together.
Chef, can you kindly repeat the procedure until now?
What?
Can you kindly?
Which part?
I think the
Just with the meringue,
the egg whites and then
you divided the sugar to 3 parts. Then every time the meringue is stiff, then you add another part sugar. After that, sea salt, lime juice, and then the lime juice as well, icing sugar lastly. Mix well. Then stir well, then keep inside the piping bag and then pipe inside the ring, then done.
Can you repeat the dimension of the mold?
Dimension is 24 cm times 9. Height is 3 cm.
24 cm times
9.
9 cm times 6.
No, 3. 2.5 or 3 also. So now you start to see the steamer. I'll add in the sugar part by part.
Why reverse sugar, and what if we use caster sugar?
Reverse sugar.
I think it's pectin. Is it? NH pectin that you say.
Reversible pectin is pectin.
What if we use caster sugar?
No sugar.
No. The
Brown sugar. I didn't use a caster sugar.
Yeah, then the question is.
Reduce the sweetness and then more flavor because your brown sugar have more molasses inside. So you don't need to cook under 104. You just need to cook for 2 minutes from boil. Keep stirring on it. So we need to cook for 2 minutes. You just keep stirring, don't need too fast. And then make some distance from the jam because it will float to your uniform. If not, you can slow down the heat. Then you see the jam starting thick. Because the pectin they react fast, and only use the too long temperature to produce the thickness. You just need to cook 2 minutes. Alright, I will stop the heat and I will show you the texture. So I will normally check the texture in the table because your table is cold. If you have a marble table, the best. If not, the aluminium table also can because there is, you check. They won't be sink already or they become thickness, then okay. This texture is good. Which is the texture on the table, which is the jam is cooled down, the texture you want. So you can check by this way. Okay? Is it very thick? Or maybe some people they will check by this one. See whether got line or not. They can make the sticky or not. Okay? Two method. Okay, now I will transfer this one to the container. Let it cool down. Then after that I will transfer to the piping bag for later use. Okay, let me clean the table first before I start another one. Next, I will stand by the vanilla cream, or maybe we can say cream chantilly with alcohol. So I have the cream. This one is a lychee liquor, rose water. So I do Isfahan. Isfahan is the raspberry, rose, and lychee. So you have these three components. You will get a different combination flavor out. So then the cream cheese smoother. Okay. You want the cream cheese smoother, faster, you can go microwave. Okay? It's not already placed. So you go microwave for 10 seconds. After that, you take out, place inside, and then whipped cream. Yeah, we'll use the the whisk. Mix it a little bit before we start. Okay, this cream suddenly they don't have any sugar. Very simple. You know why? Because the other component like the Pavlova, they have the meringue, they also have the jam, is already sweetness. So this jam, this cream, they don't have any sugar, still reasonable. So I will whip up until medium hot. Alright, you see the cream already whipped up. You see the texture? They will be slightly easy to whip up because I condense the mascarpone. Okay, then you see very thick. Now, next step, I'll add in the alcohol and rose water. Mix well again. I need to wait for about 10 seconds like that because the whipped cream I add in liquid, the structure will become slightly smooth, so I'll whip up a little bit. One thing is very important, you don't add the alcohol early, okay? Alcohol and rose water early because they will affect the cream whip up. They will become very slow and then maybe not possible to whip up because the fat already separated by the alcohol and the rose water. That's why I add in last.
Induction cooktop better than gas ranges for pastry related cooking? If so, why?
Induction cooker?
No. Is induction cooktop better than gas ranges for pastry related cooking?
No, it depends on you, how you handle. Actually, it depends on the situation. In a lot of industry like hotel or the restaurant, they're still using the gas to do the pastry. Because our school, we need to apply some certified, so we cannot use fire, so we will use induction cooker. You still can use stove, but induction cooker easy to clean and then easy to handle. Okay, now I will transfer the whipped cream to the piping bags. My Pavlova is very easy, not complicated. And then no such of the difficult component because it's a Christmas. Normally Christmas you won't apply too much component inside your Christmas item like the dessert because you maybe say you need to prepare the Christmas meal like turkey, everything. It's already take a lot of time. Normally dessert they won't go too complicated. Okay, and some of the Europe normally they won't do their cake in the kitchen. They will just bought from the shop or maybe the pâtisserie. So I will keep this cream inside the freezer for later use. And now I will show you the meringue, see whether how they raise up. Layer like that. You see the meringue was starting brown color. Then I show you that it's very soft, like marshmallow. You see, you still can see my finger. So no worry, later I will show you, I will use the spatula to make the meringue back to inside. So I will continue cook until another 5 minutes. We will starting make the process to let you see. The end result after bake up will be like this one. Because later I will use the spatula like I show you now. Later I will show you in the real one. I will use the scraper to move the thing inside. Because this one, the meringue, they still condense some moisture inside. So they will sing. They will sing a little bit. And then the cooking time is not 3 hours. You use low temperature to bake 3 hours because you want the whole meringue is totally hydrated. This one still condense some moisture inside. So I will show you the middle. This one is the extra I do. And then you see the center is still soft. That's why I say like a marshmallow. You still can buy it, okay? It will be different texture and maybe the Pavlova you never try like this one. So this one is I done in this morning. Okay, next step, I will ready the ingredient for assembly. So I have whipped cream, I have jam, everything will be here. But before that, I have the white chocolate. Why I use white chocolate? Because I want to do some decoration at the side. Okay, you understand later. Before start, I will show you I have the coconut. Roasted coconut, desiccated. Take out this one, and then you need the white chocolate. Put some white chocolate at the side. Okay, cream first. So now we move to another side. With same process. So please handle with care because the meringue is very soft. So I will place back over here. Then just now I mentioned, this one there is still contain moisture, so there is not proper hydrate or the meringue become dry. So after bake, you will see the mixture sink down. So also good, they provided the gap to let you to bite the jam and the vanilla cream. Clean the side. And you can do one thing, to make sure all the coconut is stick nicely, you can use the scraper to make sure everything will be good. And then you also can clean by the side, this way.
Melted white chocolate? Or
Yes,
tempered?
melted white chocolate.
Not tempered.
Not tempered. Okay. If you want better result, melted in mouth, you can use the gourmet glaze, which is 800 grams of chocolate, 200 grams of the oil. Okay, they can provide the different texture. Melted in mouth faster, they won't be too hard, even you after keep inside the chiller. So first thing I'm going to do, I will buy the raspberry jam or raspberry compote. Next will be the cream. So you not only can use the berries you make, if you don't have the raspberry, you can use the blueberry, or do I have strawberry also can, cherry as well. But if you're using the other flavor like blueberry, you can try to use the plain cream chantilly, it's okay already. Then the jam, you also can change the type of food, okay?
Do we need to apply gel on the berries?
No. I don't prefer add in the gel because it will let the berry stop faster and then the quality of the food will be changed. So if you can, you try to let your berries as dry as possible. Okay? It's good for your, and then also if you apply the gel, if you put on the table or maybe you apply in the buffet, there will be start leaking out the liquid because your berries also contain some moisture. So another side, same. So we see two lines will be different angle. It's up to you. You want to put same angle, no problem. To make sure your raspberry no fungus, then okay. Step. Still will add some raspberry on the tops.
How many hours does the meringue require to set?
Just cool down, then you can use already. But you need to handle with care because it's very fragile. So next step, lychee. Just arrange randomly, okay? I didn't say you must be arranged like the army or whatever. Just can see the lychee as well, everything. For lychee, you can apply for the neutral glaze or the apricot glaze.
Is it fresh lychee or from the can?
You can use the fresh lychee. If you don't have, not in the season, you can use the canned one. Like I use the canned one because Malaysia don't have the lychee in this season because we also don't have this kind of food. Before that, you still need to do one thing. I will just some of the lime juice on top. Okay, this one is a flavor, the flagon. So we'll just some on tops. Also provided some color.
Susan comment, it looks so pretty.
Really? Like you? Just kidding. So you have some flavor on top, also some green color. You will see the color contrast. So we use the tablecloth to clean the side. Lastly, we will put the loose batter. So buy the edible loose batter, okay? If not, your customer or maybe your guest during Christmas, you eat it, they will food poisoning.
Chef, can you please tell again what is NH pectin?
NH pectin is a one type of pectin. Commonly, we will use a pectin in the pastry is the NH, another is the yellow pectin, or maybe we call yellow ribbon. Okay, yellow ribbon normally we apply for the jam and then the butterfree. If you forget, you can look back the butterfree class in the intermediate chocolate class. Okay, we use that one because sometimes, okay, when you deliver something from one distance to another distance, it will take longer time. So if you apply the yellow pectin, they won't change the texture. For example, from India to Malaysia, it will take 5 hour flight. Okay, so that what we're gonna do, we will use the NH pectin because I told you already, they're not reversible. They can keep the same texture even after flight hour or 10 hours, it's still same. Okay, that's why jam and the butterfree normally they're using that one. Let's see the oven first. Later I will continue. Now I will show you how to make the meringue. Go to the side. So be careful, it's hot. Okay? You can push. And then I will cut a little bit from the side to let it sink down. And same go to here. Find the angle, let it sink. You can properly cut inside. Same go to the here. It haven't done the bake because we still need to bake another 10 minutes like that. Okay. So you see the gap over here. You can use your finger to make the shape nicely. Okay, I will bake for another 10 minutes. So which is, I say 35 minutes. And then one more thing is very important is the temperature you're using is 150, not 80 degrees or 100. Slightly high. 150. So we'll place for another 10 minutes. So total 35 minutes. Just now I also said the yellow pectin is the slow action because at 45 degrees or your jam starting on 50 degrees Celsius, you need to add in the pectin and sugar together. You need to cook under 104 or 107, for example for butterfree and jam. Because you need to add at 40 degrees Celsius because you want the time to react. Because they evaporate the pectin, they also need to react the pectin function. And then yellow pectin, you need acid to react, which means last part you will see the butterfree and the jam, they will add in the lemon juice or maybe the vinegar or maybe some of the acidic thing to react it. So for NH pectin is totally opposite. Fast, I can do the method like I said, just now I do the jam. Once they boil or simmer, after boil I just cook 2 minutes, they will start have the same result as a yellow pectin. Then also one more thing is very easy to do the job, and then also very easy to apply for the restaurant and the hotel. If you do something wrong, you still can reversible. Okay, you still can use for the recoat again, or maybe you can add in a liquid to cook for a while, then you get back the texture. But it's not suitable for apply for the butterfree and jam because, for example, I transfer the butterfree from Malaysia go to the Europe. It will take 13 to 14 hours to fly. Then the butterfree, if I use yellow pectin, maybe will change the texture, it will be melted, and then they cannot hold the liquid, they become melted or soft. So if you're using yellow, no problem. NH pectin normally apply for the petit gâteau or some of the plated dessert. Fast acting is applied for the hotel and the restaurant. It's very easy. Like I do the plating, I just want the jam to set, then I will use NH pectin, and then I can save the time, and then I can save the worker timing to do the job. Then you very fast to get the same amount. Clear? And then also the NH pectin not necessary for the acid we add. So you didn't see I add in any acid just now. So I will find the same sizes of the rose petal to arrange on tops.
If we can't find lychee liquor, what shall we use?
If you can't find the lychee liquor, you still can use the Kirsch cherry liquor, or maybe because Kirsch normally pair with the berries, it's very good. If not, you can still use Bigadi, white Bigadi flavor, or vodka also can. If not, the most safe liquor you can use is Grand Marnier or the Control. It's orange flavor, but the flavor a bit strong. You can reduce the volume a little bit, like reduce about another 3 gram or 2 gram like that. Then you can use it. So this is my Pavlova. You can see, and fun. Not complicated, very easy. Just also the food also simple. You have lychee, then you have the raspberry, you have the cream inside, and then side have the coconut. Later I will slide to let you see the middle. So now, guys, you have any question want to ask, can start ask now. The presentation is done.
May I know where to buy edible rose near?
Where? Malaysia, I don't know. Because I have a taster.
Where do you normally buy your edible rose? Any flower shop?
Okay, guys, if you don't want to use the rose petal, you can use edible flower for plated dessert. That one also is very colorful and nice. But because I do the Isfahan, there is a rose, lychee, and the raspberry, so I choose. And then looks sexy, the red color.
Okay. Can we find it easily in baking store in KL, which is the NH package?
Yes, Pastry Pro.
Baking store. Okay. Okay. Hi chef. If we dry the jam accidentally when we cook, can we add some water to reheat? I dried it before.
Okay, if you use NH patin, you can use the sugar syrup, okay, 1:1 or maybe 100 grams water, 130 grams of the sugar. This kind of syrup, you add some inside to stir well and cook for a while, then okay. If not, you can add water or any flavor water also can. But for yellow patin, no, they won't reversible.
Chef, where can I find Japan flour in KL?
You can go Isetan. Yes, the most easy Isetan or maybe some Japanese store. Rakuten. Rakuten.
Does anyone from India know where to get NH package?
I don't know. I'm sorry. You may ask the chef from India. I don't have the information. Sorry. I hope you all enjoy the recipe. Later I will slide. Okay. Slide now or later. I will show you the layering.
Chef, can you please tell us donut topper chocolate?
Hmm?
Donut topper chocolate. Chef, can you please tell us donut topper chocolate? Is it donut topping?
The icing, is it?
Think so. For me, is it the? Are you referring to the gourmet chocolate?
I think gourmet chocolate. You can just use the normal gourmet chocolate like just now I mentioned about this one. 200 grams of the oil, 800 grams of the chocolate. But it depends what kind of chocolate you're using. You can use the white. You maybe need lesser oil. Okay, if you use dark chocolate, because the cocoa content is high, so you need to use more oil to liquefy the chocolate. Then use it in 40 degrees and then, no, if you're using the donut, you can use in 25 degrees Celsius, the best. If you're below 25 degrees Celsius, the chocolate will be very thick. Okay. Normally, you see the petit gâteau or maybe entremet we will use a -18 cake to dip inside the gourmet glaze in 40 degrees because they can set immediately. If you're using room temperature product or item, you need to the gourmet glaze should be below 25 degrees Celsius. It's the best. do one here. I don't want to cut a cake. I do over here. Guys, any questions? Can ask, huh? No worry, huh?
Do we need to apply white chocolate before we cut the jam and cream on the top?
I think better you apply the chocolate first, because if not later, once you place the jam on top, they get the heaviness. So I told you already, this meringue is very soft. So they have the heaviness, so it's easy, very fast to broken if you add in the cream already. So the best you apply the chocolate first, only you apply. Optional, if you don't want to apply, you also can put like that, no problem. And then you will not necessarily only you put the coconut, you can add in, like, for example, you can use the nut, you can use some of the crunchy things to place it, no problem about that. Yes. For NH patting, you can keep inside the chiller about 1 week, no problem. Except your chiller not stable, they will be spoiled faster. So lastly, I will show you the meringue after take out from the oven. Now I will do one more demo with this one. Then I will slice and eat. For sure, lunges. For sure, need to thank you the Azza and Vincent to help us to hold the camera. And Azza help you to study the question. Okay, there is calling, and then this one also done. Guys, if you don't want to do Ispan, you can do another one of Australia, very famous. You can put the watermelon, green chantilly, and strawberry. That is nice. Yeah, because the watermelon very liquid and very smooth, so also provided very refreshing flavor. Then if you don't want to put the lime, you can put the mint as well as a flavor. So after take out from the oven, we still need to do one thing. We apply the same method. Okay. Make it everything goes back inside. So this is a meringue just now I make. So it just takes 35 minutes. So I will let it cool down. Later they will sing almost like this one. So I hope you enjoy the recipe because it's very fast. You don't need to wait 3 hours, and then the texture will be like marshmallow. So just let it cool down, and then I will slide the Pavlova to let you see. But for sure, I will taste you all won't. If you want to add gelatin, I not recommend because you never see the gelatin using in the jam, because once you add in you still can do one thing is you need to cook the jam until certain 104, only add in gelatin. After that, okay lah. Because the gelatin, if you add in early, the heat will be perfect. And then another one thing, if you use agar-agar, You leave it outside for 2 hours, they will come out the liquid. Then there will be change the shape of the pavlova. They also will be affect the texture of the jam. So normally jam we will just use for the pectin. Because agar-agar they will come out liquid. I think everybody know you do the agar-agar before. You keep it outside or after 1 hour you will see the stuff has the liquid at the surrounding. So now I will slide the pavlova.
Can we close the frame from the top with something so that it doesn't rise and be shake?
Yes.
You know when you bake the pavlova, can we close the frame to the top with something so that it doesn't rise, so that it also be in shape, you know?
But in shape, you're okay. If you want to put, you can try to put the steel pad, but the timing for baking will be longer because you're blocking the heat go through inside the cake. Another one more reason is I want the pavlova, I mean the meringue, after bake, they will sink inside. Then I have the space to put the jam and the vanilla cream and the berries. So now you see the cake, it's okay. They won't affect the size of the cake. If you place flat, they will be higher. If too high, I mean you understand because if you eat cake more than 3 cm from your mouth, it will be too big and then will affect the table manner and then your personal impression.
Chef, can you parcel it to India?
Huh?
Can you parcel that to India?
I hope can. Dream. So this is the layer of the pavlova, guys. Let me introduce. I have the rose petal, and then the lychee, okay, rose petal, lychee, last fresh raspberry. So the vanilla cream and cheese. This one is the raspberry jam, and then the pavlova. Okay, guys, still any question? If not, I will trade Azza and Vincent to eat the dessert.
It has to be consumed on the same day, right?
The best 1 day. I mean, you prepare in the morning before the next day you need to eat. If not, the meringue will start moisture. It will start to become soggy and then the texture will be changed. Always any pastry, the best you eat on that day.
How long will it last?
Maximum 2 days. Because your meringue will start softer. The best result, you need to eat immediately. Another one thing, your fruit, leave it outside too long. Like the lychee, you need to put, if you really want to put 2 days, you need to put with the neutral glaze. For raspberry, I don't recommend.